Abigail Roose, Summer 2020 Nursing Program, BSN 1. Great. And so before starting this assessment, I gathered all my supplies and washed my hands. And so with that, hi, my name is Abigail, and I'll be your nurse for today. Can I have your name, please?
Brian Connor.
Brian, what's your birthday?
9/20/2000.
Awesome, Brian. So today we're going to do your neuro and your musculoskeletal assessment. Do you have any past or present medical conditions in those areas? I'm sorry.
I had a seizure, and I've also had a concussion.
Seizure and concussion. All right. So to start Brian's assessment, we're going to do her level of consciousness. And so I'm going to ask you your name. So what's your name?
Brian Connor.
All right, Brian, where are you?
My house.
All right, you're at your house. What's the month and year?
June of 2020.
June of 2020. Alrighty. And what are we doing today?
Check off.
Check off. Alrighty. So for Brian, I would give her alert and oriented times 4 because she was able to answer everything that I asked her and she answered correctly. So that's good. And so next we're going to look at her appearance, mood, and behavior. Mood is the subjective one because that's me asking her how she feels, and behavior is objective because that's what I'm observing. So Brian, how are you feeling today?
Great.
She's feeling great already. And so observing Brian, she appears to be calm, put together, not really fidgeting or anything. She has good eye contact, smiling a bit. And so yeah, she has good appearance, behavior, mood's feeling great, so that's good. And so next we're gonna look at her cognitive and thought processes. And so Brian, can answer these 2 questions. And so what's the difference between a circle and a square?
One is round and one is not.
Alrighty, perfect. And then what would you do if your sleep was on fire?
I would stop, drop, and roll.
Perfect. And so she answered those clearly and articulately, and it made logical sense. That's good. Alright, and so after that, we are going to look at the Glasgow Coma scale. And so she has good eye contact and she's blinking spontaneously, so that's good. So that's +4 on the scale. She's responded verbally to what I've asked her, so that's also +5. And then she has good motor skills and she responds to verbal cues, and so that's +6. So altogether it's +15 on the scale, which is good. And so after that, we're going to assess her cranial nerves. So first we're going to assess cranial nerves 3, 4, and 6. Cranial nerve 3 is the oculomotor, 4 is trochlear, and 6 is abducens, and those are all due to eye movement, and they are sensory and motor. And so for that, we're going to do the Perla test. So I'm going to grab my pen light. And so Perla is pupils equal, round, reflective to light, and accommodation. And so first, we're going to measure her pupils. Alrighty, those appear to be 5 millimeters, and they're equal and round, so that's good. And so next, we're going to see if they're reflective to light. And so I'm going to shine it in one eye and then the other. Alright, so one eye and the other, perfect. And so when I did that, when I shined it directly in one eye, it constricted, and then the opposite eye also constricted, so that means it's reflective light, so that's good. So next we're going to do accommodation. So alright, Brian, so follow the pen without moving your head. Perfect, and so her eyes both can converge together, so that's good. And then next we're going to do the positions test. And so Brian, again, follow the pen without moving your head. That's good, and so both of her eyes were able to follow the pen together, and there's no signs of nystagmus. And so also another test I could do would be the corneal reflex test. And so if we were to do that, I'd have Brian look up and off to the side, and I would take like a little piece of cotton and put it on her cornea, and she should have a blinking reflex. And so next is cranial nerve 7, which is the facial nerve, and so that's in control of like facial movements and taste. And that one is sensory and motor. And so Brian, can you smile and frown, and then raise your eyebrows, and then puff your cheeks? Alrighty, and so Brian's face stayed symmetrical and there was no signs of drooping, so that's good. And so next is we're going to look at cranial nerve 11, which is the spinal accessory, and that is responsible for head movement. And so Brian, can I touch your face?
Yep.
Alright, so can you push your face towards my hand? Alright, and then the other one. Perfect, and then can I resist my hands? Perfect. And so her shoulder muscles were with the trapezius, and her facial muscles were with the sternocleidomastoid. And in both areas, her body moved. Strength was good, equally and bilaterally, so that's good. And so after the cranial nerves, we're going to look at her upper extremities. And normally I would look at her arms and legs bilaterally, but for the purposes of this assessment, we're going to look at them unilaterally. And so Brian, can I palpate your arm?
Yes.
Right, we're going to palpate for pain, inflammation, numbness, and tingling. So let me know if you have any pain. You go all the way down through the hands and the fingers. Do you have any pain, Brian?
Nope.
Nope. Alrighty. She reported no pain. I didn't see any inflammation, redness, or tingling, so that's good. So next we're going to test your hand grasp. Alright, squeeze my hands. And so good. And so her grasp appeared to be equal on both sides, strength-wise, and bilateral, so that's good. Next we're going to check her range of motion. So Brian, can you put your arms behind your head and behind your back? Right, and then do arm circles. Perfect, so she has good bilateral range of motion in her arms and shoulders. And so next we're going to look at her lower extremities. So can I touch your knee?
Yep.
Alright, so again we're going to palpate for inflammation and pain. So let me know if you have any pain. Or do you have any numbness in your legs?
Nope.
Nope. Alrighty, good. I didn't see any redness or inflammation. So if she did have any numbness in her legs, I would ask her how far up it went, but she doesn't, so that's good. So next, Brianne, can you rotate your ankle? Alright, good. She has good range of motion in her ankle. So next we're going to test her plantar reflexes, and for that I'm going to put on gloves. And so we're going to check for a Sabinski sign. And so I'm going to take my pen light and I'm going to run it on the bottom of her foot. And her toes curl downwards into plantar flexion, so that's a negative for Sabinski sign, which is good. And then next, Brian, I'm going to put my hands on the top of your feet, and can you press against? Perfect. And then press against on the bottom. Good, so that she has good plantar flexion in her feet. And so after that, we're going to look at her cerebellar movement. And so once you get Brian, I'm going to put for cerebellar movement, I'm going to have you pat your legs. Alright, and then go faster. And then close your eyes. Alright, so she's well coordinated there. So that's good. And then next I'm going to have you put your hand to your nose and stick an arm out. And then go like that. And that. And then go faster. And close your eyes. And so she's well coordinated there. Alright, so that's good. And then next we're going to assess her walk and her gait. So Brian, if you can walk to that wall and back. Okay. And so watching Brian walk, she appears to be upright. Her gait is steady. Her arms are moving opposite while she walks. Alright, you're good. And so her walking and gait are good. And so next we're going to do the round bar test. And so I'm going to stand on this side of Brian and have you standing with the feet together. Arms at your sides. And close your eyes and stand. And so we're watching for her coordination and looking at her feet. And she's minimizing her swaying and staying upright and balanced. And so for this test, we're going to watch for about 20 seconds. Doing good. Awesome, Brian, you're all done. So you can sit down if you'd like. And so that concludes our neuromusculoskeletal test. And so after this, I'm going to do safety picks and record what I found and put the patient back in a comfortable position. Throughout our exam, I noticed nothing abnormal. Concussion appears to be fine. No numbness or tingling, so that's good. And so yeah, that concludes our exam.